Hey guys, you got Cringe here. So tomorrow officially starts the NFL season. Week 1, 2025 NFL season is finally here. Waited a long time for this, it feels like, even though it's only been 6 months maybe. But I did my fantasy draft last night. I really didn't want to do a fantasy team this year, so I wasn't all that into it. We ended up doing a league with 8 teams instead of 10 because the league I'm in wasn't filling up, so it kept kicking our draft time back an hour. So I'm like, you know what, we're just going to go with 8. I ended up getting a lot of rookies. I ended up going back after I noticed I took a lot of rookies, like, well, I'm going to grab McCarthy for my third quarterback, and he was gone. And then I looked for Cam Ward, and he was gone. But I do have Caleb Williams, so when I look at the whole total picture, it's a lot of rookies and second-year players, so I'm curious to see how I do. I didn't want to play this year. I told everybody last year if I didn't win the championship, I wasn't going to play this year, and then I won the championship, so gotta love how it works out. But I'm going to take a look at the Week 1 games here. I'll do the spreads, I'll do the picks. I'm just looking at, like, there's this, it's like a league that we do at work. It's called Office Football Pool. There's a bunch of us in it from where I'm from, and you just make picks with spreads, and then at the end of the year, it's whoever's in first, second, third, you win prizes and stuff. So I've never finished in the top 5. I think I've been doing this for at least 15 years. I've come close once. I think I was in 5th place and I fell out in the last week and finished in 6th, something like that. But, I'm curious to see what the Dolphins do this year. A lot of people are down on them. They do have a kind of easy schedule. I mean, they have us ranked like we have one of the easier schedules, but when you go and look at it, it really doesn't look that easy. And as many times as I look at it and try to just split things, and maybe give us this or not give us that, I still have us basically finishing either 9-8 or 8-9. That's what seems right. So I don't know, maybe it will be a down year for us. I hope not. That's why I didn't want to do fantasy this year, because I tend to focus more on being pissed at my players for not producing, even though they do. I just want to enjoy football, enjoy the Dolphins, just how it used to be. But once I'm done doing my picks, I'll just grab my phone and we'll look at these and see if, like, maybe what I have down for the divisions will be good. And then I got a couple packs of the new 2025 score, looking for, like, Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders. There's some guys in here. But we'll do the picks first. So this is 2025 NFL season, Week 1. Today's Wednesday. It kicks off tomorrow, Thursday. Eagles, Cowboys. These are going to be the picks with the spreads. So, all right. So this one doesn't show me the first 2 games. The league I'm in, it doesn't show me the first 2 games. So our league doesn't start until the Sunday games. So there is a game on Thursday. It's Cowboys at Eagles. And there is a game on Friday. It's Chiefs at Chargers, but I believe it's in Brazil. So we'll take a look on here and see. So Cowboys at Eagles. Eagles are the defending Super Bowl champs. The Cowboys just traded away Micah Parsons like the knuckleheads that they are. I'm going to try as hard as I can to not swear in these videos, because I think if I'm able to post them for kids, I might get more views. Right now, it's like I might go back and watch them, and my nephew Landon, shout out, will watch them, but I really don't know who else watches them, but I like to do them. I'm a huge sports guy. This year they roped me in. I'm coaching fall ball, baseball. Normally I just coach basketball, so I was getting ready for that, but I guess I'm coaching some baseball, and then I'll go into basketball. So sometimes I don't have enough time for certain things, but I really enjoy at least doing Week 1, because you're all amped up, you're pumped up, the season's about to start, everything's fresh, everything's starting over. So let's see what they got on here. So like I said, Dak should be back. The Cowboys got a couple new running backs. They got that blue kid that's a rookie. They got Javonte Williams and the Sanders guy, Miles Sanders. Curious to see what they do. Like I said, Micah Parsons is gone. They traded him away. The guy they got is decent. He was actually pretty good, but he's not Micah Parsons. Philly still has Hurts, still has Barkley. They still got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. I believe Goddard's healthy. The defense, I know the defense lost a couple guys, but that Roseman guy knows how to build, so I'm sure the Eagles are still going to be a dangerous team. So Cowboys at Eagles, it looks like on here. So when I do the lines, if it's a half, if it's 2.5, I round it to 3. If it's 1.5, I might round it down to 1. I'll let you know what I'm rounding it up to though. Like this one here, they have Eagles as 8.5 point favorites. I don't do the half thing. I'm gonna round the numbers out. So we'll say that the Eagles we'll go 8 point favorites. So like I said, first game of the year, it's in Philly. Cowboys have a new coach. Their owner is a knucklehead. They just traded away Parsons. I still think they have a pretty decent roster, but I'm going to take the Eagles to just come out, get their Super Bowl rings, be pumped, be excited, and just go to town. I'm going to say the Eagles win this game. The Eagles cover. I'll say Philly wins 31-17. All right, and the next game is Chiefs at Chargers. It's in Sao Paulo, Brazil. So I think last year it was the Packers and Eagles that went down to Brazil to play, and you're not supposed to wear the color green down there. So I think it was the Eagles went with the black unis, but Green Bay had to wear their green. So I don't know. This year, neither of these teams are green. Kansas City is coming off lost the Super Bowl. They said Patrick Mahomes has been in the AFC Championship game 7 years in a row. The record is Tom Brady with the Patriots. They were in there 8 years in a row. So basically, if you've been a fan of football for the last 15 years and you are not a Chiefs or a Patriots fan, like me, like I'm a Dolphins fan, the AFC Championship game has had either the Patriots or the Chiefs in it for 15 straight years. And this is football. This isn't basketball where certain teams dominate. Like, this is 11 men on offense, 11 men on defense, tons of subs, and it still seems to be the same teams dominating. You know, it's crazy to me. So Kansas City, Rashee Rice is suspended for the first 6 games. Kelsey is probably on his last run. You know, that defense is probably still going to be, I don't think they'll be top 5, but they should be top 10. The Chargers, they got that Hampton kid, the rookie running back. They brought in Najee Harris, the runner from the Steelers. They got Herbert. Keenan Allen came back. You know, Harbaugh is one of those coaches where he builds and builds and builds and builds, and he just gets better and better and better. So let's see. This one has the Chiefs on a neutral field as 3-point favorites. I'm going to say the Chargers win this game. And obviously they cover if they win because they're the underdogs. I'm going to say the Chargers win this game. I'll go 24-20. All right, so next up is all the Sunday games. The first game they have slated on here is, let's see, it's the Buccaneers at the Falcons. So now I'm going to flip over to the Office Football Pool, and I'm going to go with what I picked for my picks. Last year I'd make a bunch of these videos and I would just look and pick on the fly, but I already had picks over here, so I'm not doing it exactly like what I already had for picks. So it's just, I'm just going to do what I have for picks, because I always make my picks earlier in the week. So these spreads came out late Tuesday night, so they may be a little bit different than what the spreads are going into Sunday. So just remember that. The spreads I have for my league that I'm in are probably from Wednesday mornings. So now as we get closer to the games on Sundays, those spreads are going to move around. They might go up a little, they might go down a little. So I'm just giving you what I have. So you may have to go back, like if you're somebody that bets, you may have to go back and look on Sunday because say here it's Tampa Bay over Atlanta. Atlanta's getting 3. That might move to 2. It might move to a 1. It might move to 4. So I'm just giving you based off of what I have. So we got Bucks at Falcons. Falcons are the underdogs by 3. Tampa's got Baker. They got Evans. They got the rookie wide receiver, Ibuka. Kate Otton's always good at tight end. The defense has added some pieces. Bucky Irvin looked good last year at running back. Godwin is still out for a little while. The McMillian guy, he's out for a little while. I like Tampa, though. I like Baker Mayfield. A lot of people sleep on him. I think he's a good quarterback. The Browns were idiots to let him go, and it shows. Because ever since they got rid of Baker, he went and played around as a backup for a season or so, but he's been killing it in Tampa Bay. And what's Deshaun Watson done for you? Not a goddamn thing. And it's been years. So, I don't know. The Falcons have Michael Penix will be the opening day quarterback. Kirk Cousins is his backup. Kyle Pitts is in a contract year. They still got Drake London. They still got Bijan. The defense, who's the coach over there now? Raheem Morris, maybe? He is a defensive-minded coach. I do like the Falcons. I still think they're going to be a middle to bottom half team. I'm going to take the Buccaneers to win this game. I'm going to take them to cover. I'm going to say the Buccaneers win. I'll go 31-21 Buccaneers. All right, next game up is Steelers at Jets. The Jets are getting 3 points at home, just like the Falcons. Steelers and Jets swap quarterbacks. Justin Fields is now the Jets quarterback. Aaron Rodgers is now the Steelers quarterback. The Steelers did they got DK Metcalf. They got rid of George Pickens. He's on the Cowboys. They let Najee Harris go. He's on the Chargers. So I'm not really sure. They got Jaylen Warren running the ball. I think he's a little banged up. He should play, though. And, they got a rookie guy. Who else they got out there catching balls? I did see the other day Deontay Johnson was released. That poor guy. I know he's a good wide receiver, but he's just not sticking anywhere anymore. Maybe the Steelers take him back, give Rodgers another veteran target. The Steelers, they got Jonnu Smith from Miami. They got Jalen Ramsey. Let's look at the Jets. The Jets got Fields. They got Garrett Wilson. They got Jason Taylor, the Dolphins defensive lineman. His son is playing tight end. He's a rookie. Breece Hall should be good to go. Jets have a new coach too, so I really want to take the Jets in this game because I think Fields throws it in Pittsburgh's face for letting him go to bring in a 42-year-old quarterback for a season, maybe. Pittsburgh's always got a tough defense, though. As much as I want to take the Jets, it's the Jets. So even if you're like, Fields is going to go throw it in the Steelers' face, it's the Jets. So I'm going to take the Steelers to win this game. I'm going to take the Steelers to cover with the 3-point spread. I'm going to say the Steelers win this game. I'll go 20-13. Steelers win. They cover. They're 3-point favorites. Next game up is Dolphins at Colts. The Dolphins are the underdogs. Actually, it's a half-point spread, so I'm just going to call this game a pick'em. So it does have the Dolphins listed as the underdogs. The Colts are the home team. I'm going to say it's a pick'em. Usually when I do my picks, I don't like to pick the Dolphins. I like to pick the team they're playing against so that if the Dolphins win, I win. if the Dolphins lose and that other team covers, I win. So it's like a win both ways. But sometimes it doesn't work that way with spreads. Like I could take the Colts who are favored by 3 and they win by 2, and then the Dolphins lost and I didn't cover. So, but this year I'm going to go out on it. I'm going to say, the Dolphins, like I said, a lot of people don't know what to make of the Dolphins. They lost some guys. I did see Christian Wilkins. Nobody's picked him up yet. Maybe Miami gets him back for a little bit. People forget, though, Jalen Phillips is healthy right now. Bradley Chubb is healthy right now. Our cornerbacks are hit or miss. Maybe that's going to be a huge weak spot for us, but we do have Storm Duck back there. We got Minkah Fitzpatrick back there. A lot of people might be sleeping on Tua just because he gets hurt a lot. Because we got to wait and see. Hopefully not. Tyreek, big speculation he get traded. The Colts, though, the Colts are going with Danny Dimes as their opening quarterback. Anthony Richardson, that's not boosting his morale being on the bench. He's supposed to be their guy. Indy's always got a nice defense. They should probably at least have a top 10 defense. In a pick'em game, I'm taking the Dolphins. This is one of those games I see us probably winning, hopefully. I don't want to jinx it, but I'll say the Dolphins win. I'll even go close. I'll go 21-20, Dolphins win. All right, next game is Panthers at Jaguars. The Panthers are getting 3. Jacksonville, they drafted Travis Hunter. They got Trevor. They got the backfield, Bigsby, Etienne. They got that Michael Thomas kid, the wide receiver from last year. I know their defense has some pieces. They got that kicker who booted the 70-yard field goal. Carolina, Bryce Young. It's year 3. They just traded Thielen away, but they got some young wide receivers over there. I'm not sure if Brooks is ready to go at running back yet or not. A lot of people seem that the tight end Jatavion Sanders, it could be a sleeper guy. Same thing with Jacksonville, that Bretton Strange could be a sleeper guy at tight end. I'm not really sure what to make of each defense, though. So since it is in Jacksonville, I'm going to say the Jaguars win. But I'm going to take the Panthers to cover. I'm going to say it's a 3-point game. I'll go Jags win 17-14. Next game up is Washington. So it's Giants at Washington. I don't like to call them the Commanders. I'm not going to call them the Redskins. I do believe they should still be called the Redskins, though. To me, they're the Washington football team. I like what they're doing. Jaden Daniels, Scary Terry just got his contract extension. They brought in some guys on defense. I think they got Von Miller. I know he's old, but he'll make a difference with the young guys. The Giants, I like that Jackson Dart kid, but you got Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston in front of them. They got Neighbors at wide receiver. They got Scatterbo running the ball behind Tyrone Tracy. I do like Tyrone Tracy. That defense should be really good. So the Giants are getting 7. I'm gonna say Washington wins this game. I want to take the Giants to cover just based off their defense alone, because I think their defense is going to be tough. I like what they have on offense, but I'm not sure they have it all together yet. So I'm going to say Washington wins this game. I'll say they get 3 touchdowns. I'll go 21-10. Washington wins 21-10. So Washington wins. Washington covers the 7-point spread. Next game up is Cardinals at Saints. The Saints are getting 7. Arizona, you got Marvin Harrison, McBride, you got James Conner, Kyler. They're all healthy. That defense has some guys too. I do believe Arizona is going to be a top 10 defense. The Saints, they got young QBs. I'm still not sure what to make of the Saints right now. I really haven't seen much on them. I'm not really sure about their defense. I don't know if Olave's 100%. Kamara's always going to do his thing. I don't know if he even wants to be there anymore. So I'm gonna say Arizona comes out. They win this first game. I'm gonna take them. I'm gonna take them covering too. I'm gonna say Arizona wins. We'll go 28-14. Cardinals over Saints. Next game up is Bengals at the Browns. We all know how the Bengals start off every year, slow. You know, it's only been a couple of years removed since they were in that Super Bowl. Should have won that Super Bowl. The Bengals, they got Burrow, they got Chase, they got Higgins, they got Hendrickson. You know, maybe that's all it takes. I'm not sold on their defense. I'm not sold on their offensive line. I think they got playmakers. But the Browns, they're starting Joe Flacco at quarterback. They got the two rookies, Gabriel and Shadur Sanders. I think Jerome Ford's running the ball with some rookies. And then Tillman's catching the ball with, I don't really know who else, but they do have Myles Garrett on the defensive side. I know they got pieces on the defensive side. It should be a top 10 defense. But I'm going to say the Bengals come out. The Browns are getting 6. I'm going to say the Bengals win and the Browns cover. So if it's a 6-point spread, I'm going to go with an odd score. I'm going to say the Bengals win 30-26. I'm going to say the Browns get some points. No, that's not right. 23. I'll say the Bengals win 23-17. I want to keep, because I do think the Browns, no, we're going to scratch that. I'm going to say Bengals win, Bengals cover. The Bengals are going to, as much as the Browns have that nice defense, I say the Bengals hit 31 and the Browns, and maybe 14. I'll say 31-14 Bengals. Bengals win, Bengals cover. That was a tough one. Damn. Next up is Raiders at Patriots. So the Raiders have to travel cross country, different time zone. We all know how those games go. I like what the Patriots are doing. Drake May, they got Vrabel coaching now. You know he's going to have that defense ready. They got the rookie at running back. You know, they got Stevenson. They brought Diggs in. They got Hunter Henry. I like the way New England looks, but I also like the way that the Raiders look. They brought in Pete Carroll and Geno Smith. They drafted Jaunty. They got Bowers. They got Jacoby Myers. They just brought Amari Cooper back in. Got Max Crosby. The defense is nice. So this was a tough game for me to pick. The Raiders are getting 3. I did pick the Raiders to win. I like what the Patriots are doing, but I'm gonna say Raiders win. I'll go 24-20. My buddies are actually going to that game. I think they got $800 tickets, so they should be sitting somewhere nice for that one because we're Massachusetts. I live in Western Massachusetts, so a lot of people around here are Patriot fans. I could have been one. I almost swore. I could have been one though, and I could have got to see all them Super Bowls and all them championships and all them AFC championship games, but they stunk when I was a kid. They'd win 1 game, 2 games, so I'm glad I'm a Dolphins fan. I wouldn't trade it for nothing, even though we haven't won a playoff game in 25 years. But I do love my Dolphins. So the next game up is 49ers at Seahawks. Seahawks are 3-point dogs at home. I don't know what to make of Seattle. I know they got the young coach. They got the young defense. I know his defenses get better every year, but you know, they lost DK. They lost Geno. They lost Pete Carroll. They lost, you got Kenneth Walker. I'm not sure I trust him. I like Charbonnet. They still got Jackson Smith. They brought in Sam Darnold. I'm hoping he's not a one-year wonder. I like him. San Fran, though, you know, they still got Purdy. They still got McCaffrey, but they're hurting real bad at wide receiver. I think Pearsall's the guy. And Juwan Jennings. Debo left. He went to Washington. I forgot about that. Ayuk's on the injured reserve. I think he's out at least the first 5 or 6 weeks. You know, the defense is still nice. They got Bosa. They got Fred Warner. They got Diamador. I'm taking San Francisco to win this game in Seattle. I want to say I'll take the Niners to win 20 to 17. So I'll take the Niners to win, and I'll take the Seahawks to cover. Next game up is Broncos. It's Titans at Broncos. I like what the Broncos are doing. They got Bo Nix, they got Marvin Mims, they got young guys. They got the rookie running back now. I can't think of his name, even though I was staring at him during my fantasy draft last night. I didn't get him, so that must be why I can't think of his name. The defense, Pat Surtain. I like what they're doing up in Denver. Tennessee, it's all new changes. They got Calvin Ridley. They got Cam Ward starting week 1. Not really sure what to make of them yet. So Tennessee is getting 7 on the road. So I'm going to say the Broncos win. I'm going to say it's a big one too. I'm going to give the Broncos 38. I'm going to give the Titans 10. Broncos 38-10. Broncos win. Broncos cover. This one should be a tough one. It's Lions at Packers. We all know Green Bay just brought in Micah Parsons. Jordan Love should be ready to go. They got that golden kid, the rookie wide receiver. There's Micah Parsons on defense, like I said. Green Bay's got a ton of young wide receivers that I like. I think Watson might still be hurt, but you got Jaden Reed, Romeo Doubs. They got Josh Jacobs up there, Marshawn Lloyd. They got the two-headed tight end with Kraft and can't think of the other guy's name, but they got 2 really good tight ends. But Detroit, on the other hand, is like Super Bowl destined. You know, my boy Dan Campbell. And then they got the two-headed machine at running back. You got Montgomery, Gibbs. They got Jamison Williams, St. Brown. They got Laporta. They got defense. Aiden Hutchinson's back. I think this is going to be one of those crazy games. So Lions at Packers. The Lions are getting 3. I'm going to say Lions win, Lions cover. I just don't see them losing. I'll say Detroit wins 31-28. Next game is Texans at Rams. The Texans are getting 3. Stafford hasn't really practiced at all. I know the Rams have. The Rams got Puka, so they let Cooper Kupp go. I forgot Cooper Kupp is with Seattle. But like I said with Seattle, I still want to see what Darnold does. But I did have Seattle covering. So this one, Rams. So the Rams have the defense. They got Verse. They just brought in Devontae Adams too. Kyron Williams is a nice running back. If Stafford is healthy and not as hurt as people think he is, they've started slow the last couple years, but they've made the playoffs each time too. So Houston, though, I like Houston. Joe Mixon's probably out for a while. He might be out for the year, but they got Nick Chubb now. You got Stroud. They got Nico Collins. They got the rookie wide receiver. I like what they do on defense. DeMeco Ryans is a defensive guy. So I did take the Texans to win and cover this game. Let's see. I want to say the Texans win. I'll go 28-24. Texans win over Rams. Totally forgot about this game too. It's the Sunday night game. Ravens at Bills. It's a rematch of the playoff game last year where Andrews dropped the 2-point conversion. Lamar walked them right up the field, did his job, did what he had to do, got in the end zone. And the big thing with Baltimore this year, though, is they don't have Justin Tucker anymore. Nobody has him. They got a rookie kicker, Loop. They did bring in DeAndre Hopkins. They still have Derrick Henry. I still think they're going to be a really good team. Buffalo, Josh Allen. They brought in Joey Bosa on defense. They still really don't have the big wide receiver. They got the couple. It's like they have a couple number 2 guys, but they get the job done. So I'm taking Buffalo to win this game in Buffalo. It is a pick'em, but it is in Buffalo. I'm going to say Buffalo starts the year 1-0. I'm going to say Buffalo wins. I'm going to go tight too. I'm going to say Buffalo wins 28-27. So they do cover because I have it as a pick 'em. On here, if you can't really do a pick 'em, so they do the half-point spread, but nobody's going to win 27.5 to 27, you know, so. And then the Monday night game for week 1 is Vikings at Bears. The Bears are getting 2 points at home. Minnesota will be starting J.J. McCarthy, the rookie at quarterback. They got Justin Jefferson. They still got Aaron Jones. Addison is suspended for 3 games, but they just traded for Thielen. You know, they got defense. They got my boy Van Ginkel up there. Love that dude. I like what Minnesota does for defense. The Bears, they just keep building around Caleb. He's got wideouts. He's got that tight end Loveland, the rookie. You know, they built an offensive line for him. The defense is okay. I'm going to say they stun in this week 1. Even though they are at home, they are the underdogs. I'm going to say the Bears win. It's a Showtime game. I'm going to say the Bears win 21. I'll give them the 1-point win too. I'll say Bears win 21-20 over Vikings. So that's our week 1 picks. All right, let's see. So now I want to make sure that I think I have my divisions right here. So we're going to come over. I'm going to look at my board. So I always try to set this up before week 1, how I think the division will play out. So I have the AFC East. I think it'll go Bills, Dolphins, Patriots, Jets. I think I'm safe with that. Then I've got the AFC North. Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, Browns. I'm good with that. Then we got the AFC South. Texans, Jags, Titans, Colts. I'm gonna swing the Colts around the Titans. We'll do that. So I think it'll be a learning year for Tennessee. This was the hardest one that I had to do. So AFC West, Chiefs, Broncos, Chargers, Raiders. I think all 4 of these teams are phenomenal, and any of these 4 can win this division. I think I'm satisfied with what I have, though. Over here, we got the NFC East, Eagles, Washington, Cowboys, Giants. I think I'm going to do a swing here. I just think that would be funny. I don't think Dallas finishes last, but I think that would be funny. Over here, that's another tough division. It's the AFC West, NFC North. I think I'm good with what I got, though. I think I'm going to bump Minnesota over Chicago. We'll do that. This NFC South, we got the Bucks, Falcons, Panthers, Saints. I think I'm good with that. Down here, the NFC West. Rams, Niners, Cardinals, Seahawks. Ugh. That one seems tough too. Not like they're all going to be awesome, but putting Seattle at last just doesn't seem right. But I think I'm going to stay good with that too. All right. And then now we got 2 packs of Score to open. So gotta try to, let's see if I can get this set up quick. Sorry guys, this thing is all like mangled up. Let's see. I'm just doing something quick anyways, so I'll just do it like that. This video's long enough. So 2 packs of Score. Obviously we can't do it like that, so let's lift it up. Lift it up, tighten it, keep it. All right, 2 packs of Score to end week 1. Let's see what we got, guys. We got a Brown on the back. So it looks like we got a Brady Cook rookie, Walter Nolan, Omarion Hampton, I'll take that. Shamar Stewart. We got a first ballot Barry Sanders. We've only opened a couple of these packs, and this will be the third first ballot Barry Sanders I pulled. Third Mike Evans celebration I pulled. Third CeeDee Lamb throwback, but we got something gold right here. Looks like it might be numbered. Bang. Yeah, we got a numbered. And it will be Rashee Rice, who's suspended for the first couple games. Rashee Rice, it's numbered to 799, so we got Christian Watson, Rome, Pearsall, Tolbert, Marlon Humphrey, A.J. Brown, Ozzie Newsome. All right, pack 2. Why can't I open this? I hate when the... Didn't swear. I did good. Yeah, we got a Bronco on the back. It's John Elway. Yep. So our rookies are Ariante Ursery. Never heard of him. Caden Prater. Walter Nolan. Well, Travis Hunter, we'll take that. We got a Jaden Daniels on the celebration. Brian Burns on the sack. First ballot Marshall Faulk. We got a Jalen Walker rookie green. And Charbonnet. Matt Reza. Anthony Munoz. David Montgomery. Jameen Sherwood. Drake May second year. And a John Elway. Well, that does it for week 1. Thanks for watching, guys. Tune into week 2.